Well, the national anthem is done, and we are ready for our Lacrosse TV CAA Game of the Week. Today, coming to you from Delaware Stadium in Newark, Delaware, as the Villanova Wildcats make the quick trip from outside Philadelphia to take on the 10th-ranked Delaware Blue Hens. With that, we welcome you alongside Chris Marshall. I am Travis Eldridge. Thanks so much for making us part of your Sunday afternoon. And Chris, this is a Delaware team 3-0, off to a terrific start with high expectations, but this likely their best test so far in the early part of the season.
Absolutely. I'm expecting a really exciting game between these two squads and some history maybe at play in this one as well. When you take a look at this Delaware squad, you got a player in Ty Kurtz who is really a talented guy. So I'm looking forward to seeing him go out there and chase some of these records.
Yeah, well, let's hit on our players to watch here today. And Ty Kurtz, of course, one of them for Delaware so far this year, 13 goals, and he is on a tear to start 2023.
Well, and you look at some of the names that have played on this Delaware squad, John Grant Jr., Curtis Dixon, Charlie Kitchen. Those are guys that he's either passed or is going to pass. He's coming up on the goals record. He needs 12 to pass Charlie Kitchen, moving to 4th all time, and then he's 6th in points with 210, which is a ton of points. He needs only 3 points to pass Curtis Dixon. He's also tied for the all-time man-up goals list. So he's a guy that's certainly worth taking a look at.
Yeah, on the other side, you got Matt Campbell, who's been red hot against this Delaware team. All-American here last year, an All-American in the preseason.
Yeah, and he was on the Tewaaraton watch list for good reason. He's an excellent player. He's a downhill guy. He'll come get you out of Del Barton. It's great to see these guys who are, fifth-year seniors, graduate students, get some burn and be able to make up for that season that was lost. But both of these guys are absolute hammers, and certainly both teams expect them to be to highlight today in their offense.
At the face-off X, it's Roland Hockenberry for Delaware, Justin Coppola for Villanova. This is a Delaware team that struggled a bit at the face-off X last year to find it exactly the right rhythm. That was, if there was a weak spot on a team that went to the NCAA quarterfinals last year, that might have been it. But Hockenberry's been good, 67% coming into the season. However, it's Villanova who wins the opening draw, and they will get the first offensive set here today.
Yeah, and we'll give him 68%. He's 44 for 65, 67.7. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, there on the percentage, but he's had an excellent season so far.
So we meet this Villanova offense, led by Campbell out of the midfield, joined by Tucker Goodell and Austin Frazier. In that first midfield line, this is Frazier, number 4 in navy blue for Villanova today. As that one is taken away. Oh, what a caused turnover, and Delaware looked to go end to end. That is the All-American in Owen Grant, but an early save. Our first look at Will Vuitton, the Villanova goalie. And Grant's caused turnover comes up empty at the other end.
Yeah, but you need to get some rhythm going, especially defensively, and that's a great on-ball check. Caught him on the wrap. I mean, that's an excellent check. So, I mean, that'll give you some confidence moving forward. But you never want to give, the goalie a can of corn like that and get him feeling good.
As Frazier strikes first for Villanova, the grad student with his 4th goal of the season. He hit that one from downtown.
That's just good offense. It looked like Delaware got a little bit discombobulated. The defensive rotation wasn't quite there. He was wide open coming downhill. You get to about 10 yards, you get a step-down shot. I mean, you want to score those, but it's great placement. I mean, that's the best spot to get it. It's off stick, off hip, on the side. That's a perfectly placed shot. Not a whole lot of hope for the goalie to make that save.
He beats Matt Kilkeary on the first shot of the day for Villanova's. There's a face-off win for Hockenberry, but it's thrown out of bounds. A quick turnover for the Blue Hens. And it's right back to the Wildcats. That one of those that in the stat sheet will go as a face-off win for Delaware. However, in the coach's eyes, likely will not be looked at such.
I'd say that's a fair assessment, Travis.
Like to see it when it ends up in an offensive possession. That one certainly does not. So this Delaware defense back out there. They've yet to really have any type of settled offense first couple of minutes. Villanova team coming in 1-1 on the year, coming off a loss to Yale last weekend. However, they were tied at the half with the Bulldogs before Yale pulled away for a 2014 win. Already had a win over Penn State, who actually just beat Yale yesterday. So this trio of teams have all won and lost against each other at the beginning part of this year. As that shot is deflected on its way in. Haley couldn't collect. And Kilkiri with the long outlet pass ahead for the Blue Hens.
And that's a nice defensive set. I mean, that's the shot you want to force if you're Delaware. I mean, you get settled into your defense. Obviously, you gave one up early in a similar spot. But they were able to kind of close those holes. And that was a really nice defensive set where you're forcing a shot towards the end of the shot clock that was a low percentage shot, give your goalie an opportunity to make the save.
So our first chance to look at this Delaware offense. You mentioned Kai Kurtz in the open. It's Clay Miller, Brendan Powers, and Nick Jessen, the midfielders here in this first offensive set.
Well, this is the first time we've actually seen them get their players on the field.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how they settle into this offense.
Here is Kurtz working from behind the goal. Excuse me, actually that's J.P. Miller, number 1. J.P. Ward, Miller with the tough catch. And now Ward will settle things down. And now we get a look.
It's a good recovery from the defense.
Finn Morgan, the freshman attackman. 3 goals last week, looking for that pass on the backside, just a little off, but Delaware keeps possession. Kurtz finds the side of the cage. Miller there for the rebound. Net is open. Vuitton scrambles back. Morgan's shot is deflected. And with the shot clock winding down, goes out of bounds. The backup was Villanova anyway, but it was going to be Wildcats ball no matter what.
When you talk about how like coaches feel about sets or things that happen, that to me is more of like a moral victory. That was a good offensive set. They gave themselves an opportunity to score there. They just didn't find the back of the net. But I think for the first time we've seen the offense in a settled situation, that was a really positive step for Delaware.
We mentioned Finn Morgan, the freshman for Delaware, starting at attack. He starts in place of Mike Robinson. Guy is considered an All-American candidate this year, injured early in this season. He's missing his 2nd straight game. We do not expect to see him today. We also don't expect to see Drew Linkaitis, who had a great opening round game against Georgetown last year in the NCAA tournament. Both of those guys injured here in the early part of the season. Not available today for the Blue Hens.
And it's a real luxury to have a guy like Finn out there that you could replace an All-American caliber player with.
Yeah, and talking to Ben DeLuca, he said, you know, I don't think Finn Morgan just thought he was going to see a whole lot of playing time here in his freshman year when you look at the attack guys that were back here for the Blue Hens. But turns out he's the next man up with an injury, and he performed well. He scored a hat trick in his first career game.
It's a good recovery on defense. You see they didn't go with the switch there as the drive came across the top.
This is Luke Raymond, the sophomore out of Maryland. Back up top to Goodell and around the top of the box here for the Wildcats. Already with a 1-0 advantage. Frazier, the feed. Shot clock reset on one of those early shots, but we're now back down to 20. Campbell from long range deflected on its way and never got to the goal. And a ground ball by the Blue Hens.
And the Blue Hens have been super active on defense so far. They're making quick slides. They're doing a good job of recovering. I mean, that's something to look at as we get deeper into this game, if they're going to be able to maintain that energy on the defensive side. I mean, because they are high intensity right now.
Defense that is, we talk a lot about the offense for Delaware. The defense has a lot back as well. Tate Wasson, Kevin Lynch, Owen Grant, all back starting close on the close defense. Both their top 2 short stick defensive midfielders back from last year's team. That's why the expectations were so high for Delaware coming into these years. So far, so good.
Well, I mean, it's just been a sleeping giant. I mean, they've had some really great players, some all-time great players. I mean, when you talk about John Grant Jr.,
Talk about great. How about J.P. Ward rolling from X, and we're 9 up to 1.
When I think you look at that drive from X, and he takes the dodge, it's really intentional. It's north-south, gets to his spot, takes that championship step, improves his angle. Really, really good finish. Uses the defender as a, and you see he comes up there, takes the pick there, gets just enough room for his hands, and then just puts it where the goalie's not. That's good lacrosse.
Shout out to Matt Accioni for setting the screen that got Ward open. As the battle for the ground ball is won by Capola. Another face-off win for Villanova. Stevie Jones, the short stick defensive midfielder, will wait for the offensive midfield to come back on for the Cats. That goal for Ward, his 9th of this season. Now an even 9 goals and 9 assists so far this year. Pretty good balance for the standout attackman for the Blue Hens.
I don't think you get much better balance than that, Trap.
Yeah, it's pretty stellar to start. Campbell thought about that. Delaware defense recovered nicely. Now it's Martin who has it flipped up in the air. Physical Blue Hens defense here early. That's out of bounds. It's off Villanova.
But again, you see the intensity on the defensive side. That was a quick double, and they were able to knock the ball out. It created an opportunity, so we'll see if Villanova is able to capitalize on the intensity that the defense is throwing at them right now.
Yeah, they turned it right back over, though. So it's back to Wildcats ball. And it's Matt Campbell who brings it back into the box. Tyler Bowes on there, part of the second midfield unit for the Wildcats. Frazier step down, shoots it wide. And a whistle. They're going to make Villanova restart this back in the corner. This is Bowes one-on-one with a short stick. Jason Sider sends him behind the cage. Back, tough angle shot there for Goodell, and the backup is won by Delaware.
Yeah, but that's a good offensive look. It's a bad pass. The rotation is there. That was a good look, and he took a bad shot because he got a bad pass. But that's, like I said, not a bad set for Villanova.
Gilgary attempting a long clearing pass. He can't complete it. So another early turnover for Delaware. And if there's anything that Coach DeLuca will be concerned about in the early part of this game, it's that.
Well, and that's a concern based on the style of defense that they play, right? If they want to be high intensity and then they're playing a lot of defense, I mean, that's going to wear those players out. So they need to get some offensive sets just to score goals, but also to give their defense a break with the style of play that they're playing.
So we're past the midway point of this opening quarter, game tied at 1. Though Villanova has really had the advantage in time of possession. This is Anthony Reale, the attackman up top the box. As now they work the ball behind. Nice move by Raymond, gets in. Gilgary with the stop. Rebound, a big hit as Reale pays the price. The backup stays with the Cats.
This has been a great game so far, and I think you look at both of these teams and the intensity they're playing with. It feels like a 5-5 game, even though we're looking at 1-1, just based on how hard these teams are playing.
Quick off the restart, great feed, and Patrick Daly has his 8th of the year. Villanova back up by 1.
That's definitely something that they do at practice. I mean, you see them a little bit out of the unsettled. Obviously, you get the ball, they get the quick restart coming from X. A little bit of traffic coming through the middle, gets his hands free. That's a really nice piece of work. Again, you see it there, immediately looks for it.
That is the first career point for Luke Raymond, the sophomore from Maryland. 2 games so far this year, just 1 game last year, and no career points until just then. He picks up the assist on the Daly goal.
Not a bad look.
Yeah, nice quick off the restart. And another face-off win by Villanova. Now a 3-1 advantage at the face-off X for the Wildcats and Justin Coppola. And the one that Delaware won, Villanova ended up with the offensive possession.
But we saw this in our last game that we did together, where the face-offs just don't always translate into automatic offense. Drexel went about 80% at the X, and that was a real exciting game against Lafayette.
Yeah, dramatic come-from-behind win for the Dragons earlier this week.
And they won 9 of the first 10 face-offs.
It's true. Step down shot from Piston. And Martin's got a cannon. First 2-goal lead of the day on Martin's first of the afternoon.
And this is interesting, at least to me, to see if Coach DeLuca maybe wants to talk it over. Because it feels like this Delaware squad is tired a little bit. I mean, they're giving up 2 goals, 2 kind of quick goals there. When they get into the settled offense and the settled defense, they're great, but it doesn't seem like they're giving themselves the opportunity to settle in, and Villanova's really taking advantage. I'd want to talk this over.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Coach Ben DeLuca decides to do here.
Well, and that's what you come to expect from a coach like Ben DeLuca. And I think when we talked about this a little bit earlier when we're talking about the great players that have come through there, and obviously Coach Schillinglaw was there for, I want to say 38 years, and put together some really nice squads. But this was sort of a sleeping giant. And then when Schillinglaw retired, you had the opportunity to get a coach like Ben DeLuca, and then it was just a matter of time. I think he's in season 5 now, and he is a fantastic coach, and I think that this Delaware squad is here to stay. I think that they are going to be a real problem on the national scale.
Yes, Delaware program led by Ben DeLuca, now in his 6th season, coming off one of the most successful runs we've seen here in recent memory for the program. Won the CAA title last season and going to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2011. It had been 11 years between CAA titles. And they hoist the trophy, knock off Georgetown, surprising the 2 seed in the opening round of the NCAA tournament, on their way to falling up just short against Cornell in the NCAA quarterfinals. They were just a couple of plays away from a possible trip to championship weekend, which is crazy to think about with what that team was the beginning part of the season. Well, with the timeout here on the field, chance to remind you that we have more great action coming your way this week, Wednesday, here on the Lacrosse TV Game of the Week. It's number 6 Loyola taking on the Towson Tigers, a game you certainly don't want to miss. Face-off set for 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Chris on the call alongside the former UMass Minutemen, Will Manning on the call here, 6 p.m. Eastern on Lacrosse TV. That should be a terrific matchup. Both teams coming off of losses this week. Loyola suffering its first defeat of the season after a couple of big wins. They lost to Rutgers yesterday, but nothing like that rivalry, Loyola and Towson there in Greater Baltimore.
Well, and certainly that was one of my favorite conversations to have with our former colleague Josh Hawkins about that matchup, and to hear what he used to say about Coach Toomey and Towson State and those matchups. So that's going to be an absolute war. I'm really excited for that one.
Out of the timeout, Delaware wins a face-off finally, and you have to think that Coach DeLuca, this is what he drew up in the timeout. Win the face-off, and then let's also take some time on this possession, make sure we get a good look.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's always what you do. And if you're a good coach, then the team actually does it. But you'd like to think they'd like to take some of the time off the clock here. Obviously, your defense gets a break during the timeout, but they've been playing a lot of defense. And like I said, in those last couple of offensive possessions for Villanova, they looked tired, and they were able to capitalize with goals.
J.P. Ward gives it up. Now Kurtz.
They've been effectively using that 2-man game from X. With the pick play, obviously they got their goal on that. But
this is Kurtz diving across, a save, and it ends up in the crease of Vuitton as he collects. tough catch that is just juggled by Villanova, and it's a turnover again. Delaware comes up with the ground ball. See, this is just what the doctor ordered for the Blue Hens, as J.P. Ward will settle down.
That's a smart play. You know, for a veteran player, you're able to pull that ball back out, get your personnel on, and again, give your defense an opportunity to take a little bit of a breather.
Here's Clay Miller, redshirt senior. And now J.P. Ward has his man hung up. And he's got Miller behind the back, shot saved by Vuitton. And Camizio, the stellar short stick defensive midfielder, there for the ground ball.
Well, I think Delaware's got to be careful. I mean, you don't want the goalie to get too hot here. And they've given him a couple of easy saves. And Vuitton looks sharp, but he doesn't look super challenged in the saves that he's making.
So a couple of early stops for Vuitton at the beginning part of this game, keeping the Wildcats up by 2, and now with the possession. Here's Raymond, already with an assist. Working against the short stick. Step down shot for Campbell is wide. You know, the crazy thing about what Matt Campbell has done against Delaware is the 17 goals, obviously impressive, including 7 last year, but he did it on 19 shots so far. I mean, just incredible efficiency.
And you know I love efficiency, Travis.
I do. Frazier trying to get downhill.
But that's north of 90%. I mean, that is incredible. That's when you got someone's number. He's got 2 shots with no goals so far today, so he's way off his average. I mean, he should have 5 goals on 2 shots the way he's been shooting against them.
There's a save by Kilcarry. It'll reset the shot clock. It was all the way down to 8. And so a fresh 60 seconds for Villanova. Raymond, once again working against the short stick matchup. He gives it up.
And Raymond actually 2 helpers so far today, so a big day for him brewing.
Frazier. Extra pass by Campbell. Step down shot. Kilcarry read that well.
That's a great position save. I mean, he saw that the whole way. That's good offense met by good defense.
5 saves now for the Blue Hens starter. Been a strong start for him. Hasn't had to do a whole lot in the first 3 games of the year. Delaware held Lafayette, Mount St. Mary's, St. John's, all to single-digit goals. As we're down to 30 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Well, and this Delaware squad, I mean, like you said, haven't had super competitive games so far, leading the league in win percentage. There we go. That's a great finish. Win margin, rather.
Under 15 seconds to go here in the quarter. It's Ty Kurtz from distance, showcasing that range. His 14th goal of the season, and he cuts it back to a 1-goal game.
And all goals count the same, but not all goals feel the same. And that's a big-time momentum goal at the end of the quarter. You get an opportunity under 15 seconds. This is exactly what Coach DeLuca is looking for. You can use that momentum going into the second quarter. You get a little bit of a break. Obviously, they're strong at the face-off X, so that's a real nice goal. Maybe they get another one.
And it's Hockenberry wins it forward. Splits a trio of Villanova defenders, but the ball comes out. Wildcats have it with 4 seconds. The heave. And that is how this opening quarter will come to an end. So Villanova, a lot of possession in that first quarter, but they have just a 1-goal lead after one. 3-2 here from Delaware Stadium. Second quarter coming up here at our CAA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. We welcome you back here to Delaware Stadium. Travis Eldridge and Chris Marshall with you on our CAA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. Delaware trailing Villanova 3-2, 10th ranked team in the country with an early deficit. Blue Hens 3-0 to start the year. This the start of 4 consecutive games here or part of 5 consecutive games here at home. They were home against St. John's for their first win at Delaware Stadium last weekend, and this continues a streak of 5 straight games at Delaware Stadium, trying to take advantage of that as the faceoff is won by the Blue Hens. So after domination Delaware getting the last goal there at the end of the first quarter. Now a chance to double up. Kind of like you see in football games where somebody scores right before the half, they get the ball back and they score again. It's twice as good. Good two-man game there. Kurtz and Ward as it's shot wide. Ward there for the backup.
It's good chemistry. Those guys have that figured out. A two-man game coming from X. Little pick play. Now there's a switch. He has the shorty. This is a good matchup.
Ward dishes, and the feed and a score. Delaware ties things up at 3 apiece as Ty Kurtz has his second of the day.
And that's good offense. It's good awareness. It's good lacrosse IQ. And I think when you look at this replay, you see they get the switch, but the recovery isn't made. So you see 2 defenders looking at the ball. And if you're Villanova, that's definitely not what you want to see defensively.
So Ty Kurtz with 2 goals now pulls even with Curtis Dixon on the all-time points list in Delaware history. 1 away from passing a guy who's considered one of the better players we've seen in Delaware history. That one's kept out. Rebound kept alive by the Blue Hens. Ball
that is a big-time save.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right on the doorstep. I mean, you're not expecting it. It's a good position save. Where you're in the right spot and the ball hits you.
Vitan,
I mean, half of it's just the position.
Yeah, Vitan now with 3 saves, 3 goals against. Right there at 50% to start today.
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't tell the whole story. I think that he is playing better than 50%. He looks strong.
Big collision as Villanova forces the turnover. A big collision now at midfield. Delaware puts the ball on the ground. Scooped up by the Blue Hens. It's now loose again. Some big boy lacrosse. Reali who picks up the ground ball. He'll try to settle it down. Nice move on the far side by Frazier. Spins back. Reali working against the short stick Aiden Fritz.
It's a good matchup. You see them ISO for him.
He's got Goodell. Nicely done by Delaware. Get in on Goodell's hands. Now a dodge down the alley. Bounce shot never got through. That's Kevin McCormick all up on the midfielder. Step down, Campbell. Kilkiri eats it up. Rebound. And McCormick couldn't get it, but Kilkiri can. He's taken down.
Oh, let's see if the flag comes out. Wow.
They let him play on.
I don't hate the no call. It looked like he dove, so he's fortunate that he kept it in his stick, but look out here.
Delaware looking to push a bit in transition. Now they'll settle it. They have not led so far in this game. Villanova struck first. They've stayed ahead. Entirety of that first quarter. Miller.
Oh, they got a change coming through the midfield. See if they get a man-up opportunity. Oh, good recovery by Villanova coming through the midline.
Yeah, nicely done by Stevie Jones, the short stick D-midi. Quickly getting on to catch up with Nick Jessen, the midfielder for Delaware.
but you love to hear the sideline. Great shot.
Oh, man. Finn Morgan uses his defender as a pick. He's got 4 goals now in his last 2 games, the freshman.
And like you said, I mean, he's looking like a veteran. He doesn't look like a guy who wasn't expecting to play. I mean, right off the hip of the defender, with the placement of that shot, not a whole lot of hope for Vitten over in the goal. That's just a good shot. And good offense is going to be good defense all day. That's good work.
That was freshman on freshman crime there. Morgan working against the standout freshman for Villanova, David Ivanchek. You may remember his brother Mark, who played at the University of Pennsylvania. Ivanchek earning a starting role here right away in his college career out of Darien, Connecticut.
I hear they play some lacrosse there.
They do. They're pretty well known for it. As Villanova looks to battle back now, trailing for the first time today.
Yeah, I'm not really very worried about this Villanova squad and their ability to score goals and stay in this game. So I'm fully expecting this to be as exciting the rest of the way out as it has been thus far.
Yeah, both these teams, you expect this to be a bit of a shootout. Nothing against either defenses, but the offenses have been really sharp the beginning part of this year. And I mean, both teams, Delaware averaging 15 goals a game in 3 games, Villanova averaging 14 goals a game. You expected this to be up 13, 14, 15 goals because we've got another caused turnover.
That's a big time check too, because that would have been essentially an open shot at about 5 yards. And as long as you don't hit the goalie, that's going to be a goal. So that's a big time check, because there was some space when they were passing off where you could have seen a goal.
Give Sider the short stick D-Midi that caused turnover, and now he gets it to the offensive personnel for Delaware. So they have scored 3 in a row, the Blue Hens. They trailed 3-1. Now with 3 straight goals, they lead 4-3. Reminder, if you weren't with us at the top of the broadcast, no Mike Robinson and no Drew Linkaitis for Delaware today. Both have been injured here in the early part of the season. But Finn Morgan sliding into that starting attack role, and he's got a goal today after 3 goals last week against St. John's. Ward gets out of a couple of blue jerseys, draws the defense, extra pass, Kurtz just misses it.
That's good. That is good lacrosse. And this has been a different Delaware squad since Coach DeLuca called that timeout when they were down 3-1. They looked much more settled on the offensive side. They've looked a lot more comfortable. And since then, we've seen a 3-goal run for Delaware. So whatever Coach DeLuca told them in that timeout, it's working.
Yeah, talk about a great use of a timeout. I mean, it has done exactly what Coach DeLuca wanted it to do. As Morgan beats his man, tough angle shot, but there's a backup there. However, the shot clock runs out in the process. So it's a shot clock violation of the Blue Hens. Strong defense there for Nova.
Yeah, and for my money, Coach DeLuca is one of the best coaches in the country. And he's about to move up one spot at the end of this season when Coach Tierney hangs him up. Absolute legend at Denver. But that was a big-time hire for Delaware. And I remember, sitting in the studio and talking to you about this hire and thinking that it was an absolute slam dunk for this Delaware squad. So, like I said, I expect them to be a real problem for some of the Blue Bloods here over the next several years when Coach DeLuca is building his mountain here in Delaware.
Of course, took over this program from the legendary Bob Schillinglaw, who'd been here almost, feels like forever. That one rings the bar, resets the shot clock to 60.
In 40 years.
Yeah, I mean, he takes over this program and promptly has made 4 consecutive CAA tournaments. And just, talk about taking this program and immediately finding some success. Had some disappointments in this CAA tournament up until this past year when they finally break through, get to the CAA championship game, and had just a terrific game against Towson last year, run away with the CAA title, first since 2011.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Schillinglaw, Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame mustache.
That is true.
So I'd love to see Coach DeLuca, with a mustache.
I was about to say, I don't know if he's got that kind of ability to grow facial hair. I'll have to check
I
into
believe
it
in him.
next time.
I believe in him.
Tough shot for Reale. Kilkiri going to win this run out.
That is
let that hustle play.
Love it. You love to see the goalie run one out. I also love to see goalies in pants. That's just smart. They're able to get there. Looked like maybe that was a throwaway, but Delaware able to run it down. Yeah, but love to see the goalies in pants. I think the pants are worth an extra save every game. You get a little extra fabric in the way. It's good Morgan again, low to high. Rolls back. Finn Morgan in the right spot. Step down, about 12 yards out. I mean, the young buck is feeling himself right now. That's an excellent finish. This is a good timeout call. I think now is the time to talk it over. That's 4 goals in a row for Delaware. But Coach Corrado wants to talk it over. I think that's a good timeout call. That's a big-time goal for Campbell. I mean, it's just good one-on-one. He's got the shorty. Excellent matchup. Way to recognize the matchup and then go in there and score the goal. I mean, that's what you look for from your veteran players. Face-off win for Villanova. You know, you're coming out of the timeout. Coach Corrado talks it over with the boys. I think a really good timeout call there. Villanova looking to tie things up here. After that 4-goal run by Delaware, they stop the bleeding. Looks like maybe that one caught the pipe. Kilkiri in good position, though. He's going to stay with Villanova. And that one finds the back of the net for Villanova. That's Frazier on the G as they tie things up. We'll take another look at it here. Again, just winning the individual matchup. Slide comes a little late. Gets to about 6 yard. Stick side high. Just puts it where the goalie's not. That's an excellent finish. And just like that, you know, Villanova right back in this, tying things up at 5. Another face-off win. And we saw Hockenberry start 4 for 7 on the day. Now Coppola has won 7 of 12. So he's seeing something here in the second quarter. Excellent defense from Delaware. They're able to get the takeaway here. So we close in on 3 minutes left in the first half. And they've had good luck in their settled offense. If they can take one back. Good success in the 2-man game. Now there's the shorty. This is the matchup I think Delaware's looking for. JP Ward had the shorty. Heads up play to get it back to him. Quick double. Nice look inside. A little too hot to handle. And Morgan, he's had the hot hand. And now he's got the shitty. And that's a good defensive set for Villanova. See Delaware just send it to the corner, give themselves an opportunity to get the defensive personnel on. Cole takes a cross for Villanova. Opportunity here to take this under 30 seconds in the half. I mean, we saw what a momentum goal could do for Delaware. Got his defender hung up. And that one just too tall, but not a bad look for Frazier. It's a possession shot. Going to stay with Villanova. Dip down to about 25 seconds here on the shot clock. They can take it down to 28 seconds. Or sorry, 30 seconds on the game clock. And that one finds the back of the net. Excellent shot for Villanova as they're able to take the lead here with 40 seconds to go. Matt Campbell. He has Delaware's number. I'm going to say that's 19 career goals against Delaware. Coming in, he hasn't been quite as efficient today. 2 goals on 5 shots. Get a good look at the replay here. Just coming downhill, put it where the goalie's not. That's just really comfortable for him. Excellent win there for Hockenberry. Coach DeLuca going to call timeout here with 34 seconds to go. I think that's a great timeout. Give yourself an opportunity to get another momentum goal. Obviously, the shot clock not going to come into effect here. But we're going to take a quick break, so stay with us. And coming back for 34 seconds of action. We've had a great game so far. Both of these heavyweights clashing, throwing haymakers. Seen runs for both teams here. Villanova with the last big punch, taking the lead 6-5. But Delaware with the rock here. 34 seconds to play. And coming out of timeouts, we've seen Coach Luca able to coach these boys up and be able to put together some nice lacrosse. So we'll see what Delaware has to say here at the end of the half. Scored one with 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It's like shutting off adjacents here. Oh, that's a great check. Here's the shorty matchup. Turns the corner. That one off the mark. Let's see if Delaware's going to be able to run it out. It looks like they are. 6 seconds to go. Gonna have to do something quick. And that ball pops out. And that is how the first half is going to end. Nice run by Villanova to retake the lead after 4 in a row from Delaware. Don't go anywhere. We got second half action coming your way in this great matchup between Delaware and Villanova.
We welcome you back to Delaware Stadium on the campus of the University of Delaware. Getting ready for the start of the third quarter here in our CAA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. Villanova using a 3-goal run in the final 5 minutes of that first half to take a 6-5 lead. A game of runs here toward the end of that second quarter. You had 4 straight goals from Delaware, leading to 3 consecutive goals for Villanova, as it's the Wildcats with a 1-goal advantage over the number 10 ranked Delaware Blue Hens. Travis Eldridge and Chris Marshall back with you. Chris, we saw Matt Campbell get going there toward the end of that first half, and the 2 goals he scored helping put them up 6-5. A guy who's an All-American, and he has been just stellar so far this year.
Yeah, absolutely, and you see him coming downhill on both of those scoring opportunities. He just beats his defender. The slide doesn't come, and he's able to find the back of the net. And I think when they were in a little bit of a hole in that 4-goal run for Delaware, that's who you need to rely on. You know, he did his job, and he's had Delaware's number historically, so he's right back where he feels comfortable.
Yeah, now 19 goals against Delaware in his career, included 7 in the game last season. As we go back to the face-off X, as we're about set to go to start the third quarter. Opening face-off is won by the Blue Hens. And then we'll get the first possession of this third quarter. You take a look at the scorers for Delaware. Finn Morgan, the freshman, with a pair. Ty Kurtz with 2. J.P. Ward with the other. It's the attack unit with all 5 goals so far for Delaware. Good look here by Miller, but a save by Vuitton, an early stop.
And this next goal for either team is going to be a real big one, momentum-wise.
Stop by Kilkiri as it goes back over toward the end line, and it's Delaware ball. Tate Wasson was up there against the end line, and he wins the race and the battle for it. And so now a chance for the Blue Hens to clear. Wrapping around, and it's just up and outside on that one.
I mean, that's a possession shot. Now they can get their offensive personnel on. But we haven't seen as much success offensively out of the unsettled from Delaware. So, I mean, you think maybe they'd want to get into their offense.
This is J.P. Ward going to work. Strong defense against Ward, though he did have 3 points in that first half, a goal and a couple of assists. Came in as the leading scorer for Delaware this year. Now up to 20 points on the season with the 3 points so far today. Nice takeaway check. That was the pull. Trip Robinson who put it on the carpet, and Nova picks it up.
Coming for his cookies.
And a transition goal at the other end. It's a hat trick for Matt Campbell.
And it's just that quick. I mean, it didn't seem like Matt Campbell had the ball in his stick for very long. You know, you just put it where the goalie's not. I mean, that's an excellent play. I mean, you're leaning on your best players out of the unsettled. And I think we've seen Villanova be really dangerous in these situations.
He just beats Owen Grant one-on-one. I mean, that's All-American against All-American there. Grant, of course, a second-team All-American here in the preseason. Matt Campbell, a first-team All-American in the preseason in the midfield. And that's mano-a-mano, our best versus your best, and it's Campbell who wins the battle. He scored 3 of the last 4 goals for Villanova.
And that's what you need to do. When you need goals, you lean on your best players, and Campbell has answered the call.
Hockenberry wins the faceoff for Delaware. And they'll get the offensive personnel on the field here, trailing by 2 for the second time today. Remember, they trailed 3-1 early, then they scored those 4 straight goals to take the lead. Villanova has responded since with 4 unanswered of their own. This is Miller. He's got the short stick defensive midfielder Stevie Jones on him. They really like that 2-man game right around goal line extended. This is Ward going one-on-one, and J.P. Ward wins it. His second of the day at 7-6.
Super comfortable there, too. The slide doesn't come, gets his man hung up, gets him above goal line extended. Able to back him down, just roll away from it. And if you're in that tight and you put it where the goalie's not, I mean, that's nearly an impossible save to make.
Yeah, it
turns the corner, 5 yards up, easy money.
So J.P. Ward does it with assists. He does it with goals. I mean, we saw it last year. He filled in that role that was held by Charlie Kitchen for a number of seasons as the kind of quarterback of the offense. Well, J.P. Ward slid in very nicely last year, put up 72 points, first team all-conference, and he's picking up where he left off a season ago. Ball on the ground, and it's Delaware who forces the turnover, so they lose the face-off, but a quick early caused turnover as it's on the ground again. Now it's Villanova with it in midfield. Now, these two teams, they may not be in the same conference anymore, but certainly know each other well. They have played every season against each other, except for that 2021 year that it was weird with COVID. They played every year since 2002.
Well, I mean, you get a lot of comfort when you do that. You know, you're comfortable playing a team. You know the players. It makes a difference.
Yeah, you know the tendencies, like the scouting report isn't new. These teams, they just bring up last year's and go, okay, who's in, who's out? Nice save by Kilkiri. Some issues here on the clear. Backing Kilkiri's stick. Now he'll switch field. Strong ride by Villanova, just making things difficult. Get the ball on the stick of Owen Grant. He is dangerous offensively with the pull. Look out, Grant trip. And that'll draw our first flag today.
Yeah. I mean, it's unlucky. You're trying to make a play defensively, and trips him up. I mean, that's an easy call.
A very clean Very clean game so far. It's our first penalty, but it'll be a man-up situation for the Blue Hens. It's a man-up unit. It's been pretty good so far. 5 of 13 the beginning part of the year, up close to 40%. Of course, Mike Robinson not being in the lineup for Delaware is a key player who's just terrific on the man-up, but Delaware doesn't have any shortage of options, especially when you look at Kurtz and Ward offensively.
Well, and they're spreading it around today. We had 2, 2, and 2.
A shot there from the wing is deflected as Kurtz couldn't get it to go. Loose ball scooped up by Villanova. And Vuitton comes out of the crease to help start the clear.
And that's a good contested ground ball coming through traffic. That's a big-time play defensively.
There's a 1 minute extra man opportunity, and now Villanova can kill off the rest of the penalty as long as they can get it over midfield. They just do it in time. Reed Caldwell in some trouble. He gets rid of it. Now it's just hang on to it for a little bit for Villanova so they can get this thing back to even. Now we've got another flag down. This penalty's coming on Delaware. Like offsides.
Well, it's like that's not going to show up in the score sheet, but Matt Campbell tracking the ball, coming to it, giving the pole an opportunity there. I mean, that's just heads-up play.
And we're back to even strength. Man up coming for Villanova as they have an extra possession here. Got a free look for the Wildcats. Back to the right hand. It's Tucker Goodell. And Nova's back up by 2.
That's a good individual effort. Able to, get past his man. And again, just put it where the goalie's not. I mean, that's an excellent finish. And you see, it's coming downhill. Boom. A lot of juice on that shot. Not 8 yards out. Not a whole lot of hope for Kilkenny. It's like the flag is waved off here.
So we stay at even strength on the 4th goal of the season for Goodell. Junior from North Carolina. Villanova scoops up the ground ball off the faceoff. Another faceoff win for the Wildcats as things have evened up at the faceoff X. Villanova was really strong to start. Now 9-8 advantage for Villanova in terms of faceoff. So it's been a pretty good even battle there throughout this first 3 quarters. Wildcats have not led by 3 yet today, as Luke Williams sees some action here, number 11 in navy blue for Nova. Now Mason Reale. He's got Martin. That was the dangerous pass. It was Grant that almost stole it away with that long pole. Now down the alley, saved by Kilkiri. Ground ball. Ball is jarred loose with a big hit. Daly picked it up, and then it's Delaware. Tate Wasson coming away with it. And another big hit, and that draws the flag.
You're going to see what the call is here.
Looked like that was Brendan Powers, number 13 for Delaware, who took the worst of it. And it looks to be another man up for Delaware.
Well, I think the question with something like this, especially if you take a hit to the head, is how long it's going to be.
So we'll wait for the official. Wow. So it will be a full-time served penalty on the hit to the head for Villanova. It's a 2-minute unreleasable penalty on David Ivanchek. So
that's a big swing there.
Gigantic. Delaware, a golden opportunity, because unlike most other penalties, they can score, win the faceoff, score again for 2 minutes. What a catch. Ground ball, though, is scooped up by Villanova. Loose still. This would be gigantic for the Wildcats. Steal the possession back. They do. Now, with 2 minutes, you can't, with the shot clock, you cannot kill off the entirety of the rest of this penalty. But what a way to
most
start.
Of it.
Yeah. That is a killer turnover for Delaware.
Yeah, certainly not what you want. I mean, you've got the extra man here on the defensive side. You know, you see they're going to have a little pressure, but Villanova doing a good job of really spreading them out right now.
Tucker Goodell is just going to hang on to this, hang out by midfield. So they're just going to play keep away. About 40 seconds left on the shot clock. Goodell still hanging on to it.
Yeah, and I'm surprised there's not a little bit more pressure here. I mean, I guess with the shot clock, you know you're going to get the ball back. But, I mean, that's sort of a tough pill to swallow. You know, they're going to be able to pull off, you know, minute 40, minute 45.
So there's only...
of that 2 minute locked in.
Yeah, so there's only about 25 seconds left on the 2 minute locked in penalty. Occurred at 7:33. So at 5:33, it'll be released. So now Delaware's got to hurry up, see if they can get any semblance of man-up opportunity. And looks like they're not in any rush. They're not going to try to force something. And we are back to even strength. So what could have been a huge momentum swing ends up not hurting Villanova at all. This is Nick Jessen down the alley, walks in front. Viton able to keep it out. Now another flag down as it looks like we're going to get a push in the back.
And we were so clean for the first half of action, and now, you know, we're seeing the flags stack up here a little bit.
Let's see if the man up this time can take advantage for Delaware. 0 for 2 so far today. This is just a 30-second man up for the Blue Hens. Officials holding up play here before we get going. 6-on-5 again for Delaware. Now we're good to go. Yeah, Kurtz on that far wing. J.P. Ward now working and really spreading out this Villanova defense. At least trying to.
Way out on defense there.
Feed inside, and that's why they get a man right there in the middle streaking in. And it brings this back to a one-goal game. Clay Miller with his first of the day.
And that's a big-time goal. I mean, you usually figure you get 2.5 minutes of man up, and you'd really love to get a goal out of it. But you see really going out there and playing further out than I think maybe you'd like on the man-down defense. And that one finds the back of the net, once again using the defender as a screen to be able to get in the way of the goalie there.
Miller, the redshirt senior, with a big goal, and now a big face-off win for Delaware. Chance to pull back even here, an 8-7 game. Teams have traded goals so far in this third quarter. By the way, Ty Kurtz picking up an assist on that man-up goal. Now 2 goals, 2 assists for Kurtz today. He's passed Curtis Dixon on the all-time points list. Got a stick in the passing lane there, Villanova, and it's a turnover.
I think if you're making that pass, you got to recognize that the goalie or that the defender is anticipating that, and you know, maybe just hold on to it, roll it back out. But, I mean, good defensive play, good anticipation.
There's Trip Robinson again. He's made a couple of nice defensive plays so far. The sophomore from Summit, New Jersey, another Del Barton kid. It's been a long list of Del Barton high school players that have made the next step here at Villanova. A lot of good ones. Of course, Campbell, seen the Connor Kirst. Got to get all the Kirst brothers confused sometimes. But Connor obviously was a terrific player at Del Barton before coming here to Villanova, then finishing his career at Rutgers as Delaware tries to scoop up the ground ball. They do. Transition chance, and they cash in. End-to-end action for the Blue Hens, and we are back tied up at 8. J.P. Ward with his third of the day.
And that was building. I mean, you saw this Delaware squad. They've been sniffing the goal after that run they had earlier in the first half, and now able to knot things up. But really nice work in the unsettled.
So here we go. All knotted up at 8 apiece with 3:20 to go in this third quarter. This has been a fun one so far at Delaware Stadium. Pretty much what we expected.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Ground ball won by Villanova on the faceoff. That was Jack Shoemaker, the freshman long stick midfielder from Los Angeles. Frazier. Goodell dodges down the alley. These Villanova midfielders like to create space. We've seen it. Try to give themselves some room to run. A big save by Kilkiri as he keeps it out. Rebound for Villanova. It's Campbell who tracks it down in the corner. Keeps it alive. Nice catch. Unsettled situation. That one just wide. And the backup there for the Wildcats.
And maybe you want to see that move across the goal, the 2-on-1 opportunity there after Campbell did the work against a triple team.
Strong defense here on Reale. A couple of goals so far this year from Mason. Now Dan Martin. Pushed to his left. Defended by Wasson. They got the short stick there. Ball loose for a second. And now it's taken away. Wasson got a stick on it. And there's no flag there as the Delaware player hit the deck. Kind of an inadvertent trip. So the Blue Hens have the possession. They come quickly the other way. Chance to take another lead. Owen Grant, always comfortable in the offensive end, decides to give it up. They'll get the offensive midfielders on here for the Blue Hens.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a fortunate no call, honestly, on that trip. I mean, I think you didn't get it because you didn't maintain possession of the ball. So maybe you get the old advantage play on there, but I think if you'd maintained possession, you can get a flag there.
This is Jason Kohler, the sophomore from Mount Airy, Maryland. Now Nick Jessup. Can take his time here at the end of the quarter. 35 seconds to go here in the third. Jessup spins back. Kohler, tough pass to catch there for Kurtz, and it's out of bounds, a turnover. Shot clock was winding down anyway. They just wanted to make sure that Villanova didn't get another clean look. Gotta hurry if they want to get one more look here in the third. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Down to 5. Gotta hurry. Step down shot. That comes after the whistle. Kilkiri stopped it anyway. So we've got ourselves a tie game as we go to the fourth. This one has been as good as advertised. The 10th ranked Delaware Blue Hens and the Villanova Wildcats knotted up at 8. Fourth quarter on the other side here on our Lacrosse TV CAA Game of the Week. We welcome you back here to Delaware Stadium. Start of the fourth quarter. Game tied up at 8 here in our CAA Game of the Week. Travis Eldridge, Chris Marshall back with you on Lacrosse TV. Delaware able to win that face-off to start the quarter. Ground ball scooped up by Jason Sider, and they can get it to the offensive personnel here to start the quarter. Chris, this has really been a game of runs. Teams trading goals throughout that third quarter, but really it feels like it's going to come down to who can get hot at the right time here in the fourth.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Delaware, the most recent run to tie things up after Villanova got out to that 2-goal lead. So we'll see if they can carry some of this momentum over into the fourth.
Ward feeds just wide. Actually, it looked like it hit a piece, of the post. So it resets the shot clock to 60 for Delaware. How good has J.P. Ward been so far today? 3 goals, couple of assists, 5-point day. Beats his man, and it's Powers, his first of the day, and Delaware's back in front.
I mean, if you turn the corner there and the slide doesn't come, I mean, you got to take advantage, and that's exactly what Powers did. I think a little bit of a defensive breakdown, but sometimes that's what you need to get on the right side here. So you see the defender has his back turned. He turns the corner. The slide is late. He's able to get in tight inside about 5 yards and then just put it where the goalie's not. That's a good play.
Brendan Powers, the freshman from Skaneateles, New York, son of Delaware legend Randy Powers, the second all-time guy in terms of goals and points in Delaware history. Well, his son's got 3 goals now in 3 games so far this year in his freshman season. Maybe he's got a long way to go if he wants to chase that, but good start for Brendan so far in his Delaware career.
Certainly not a bad way to start.
Now we see if Villanova can answer. Delaware did a much better job on Matt Campbell toward the latter stages of that third quarter as that one hits the post. Bounces out by midfield. Kept in here for Villanova, and with the fresh 60-second shot clock, they keep the possession. Campbell spins back, shoots wide. Campbell really had it going there at the end of the first half, and then early in the third quarter, he had a stretch where he scored 3 of 4 goals, helping Villanova take the 7-5 lead. Shot wide there by Patrick Daly.
And that's a good defensive recovery. Be able to disrupt that shot.
Yeah, shot and a score. Right back at you come the Wildcats. It's Luke Raymond with the first goal of his career.
Yeah, he's having a really nice day so far for Villanova. I mean, he's been a problem, and that's 3 points on the day. He's got 2 helpers and a G, so that's a really nice way to make your way into the scorebook. And again, it's just he's by his defender. I think the defender was expecting him to move that ball, and he just didn't react when he cut back. Was not expecting the shot there. I think you'd really like to see your short stick D mid get on his hips there, and maybe he just lost awareness of where he was on the field.
Hockenberry and Coppola continue to battle it out at the faceoff. It's almost even between these two. Villanova takes the advantage with this faceoff win, and it's back in the stick of Campbell. Campbell with 3 goals today, now 20 career goals against Delaware. I mean, quite frankly, that's a good season for a lot of players in Division I lacrosse. He's done it against one team over the course of 4 years.
That's a great run.
Extra pass, a lot of room here for Goodell. Excuse me, actually that's Williams. Great feed, Daly fakes and scores. On the assist from Campbell, a beautiful look, and Nova's back up by 1.
Well, that's just the offense, putting the defense to sleep. I mean, they're moving the ball. They're looking for the pass. Great back cut by Daly there. He's able to get his hands free. A little bit of a body fake to get the goalie moving, and then just puts it in the back of the net. And see, defenseman just lost track of him.
Yeah, just a great drift, too, by Daly to get down there to the doorstep, and he just created enough space where he's able to fake and score.
And it's really nice if you an offensive player with the ball and you've got guys that are good moving off the ball, and that's just good off-ball movement. So I mean, if you're a young lacrosse player and you want to score goals, that's exactly the highlight that you should be watching.
Yeah, that was very Will Manny-esque. I feel like one of the better guys in the game at doing it, just kind of drifting off ball just away from the defender, able to create some space to score. Big collision on the sideline right in front of the Villanova bench, and ball's awarded to the Wildcats.
No, I think that's like Will Manny's a great example where you don't have to be, the guy who's shooting, 100 and 110 miles an hour to score goals. I mean, you don't always need to have a big time shot. You just need to put it where the goalie's not. And so, you're really out there concentrating on where your placement is instead of, how hard you can throw it. And working off ball, all a Steph Curry.
Trying to get downhill here is Frazier. It's kept out. And a big-time ground ball for Delaware. Back-to-back goals for Villanova after they trailed by 1 to take the lead back. Now a transition chance for Delaware, and that one is saved by Vuitton.
Really like to see them settle in right there. Can't imagine Coach DeLuca is happy with that possession. I mean, you got a pull, taking kind of a low percentage shot, and then it comes right back the other way. I mean, that's two goal swing right there.
It's Patrick Daly, back-to-back goals. He's now got a hat trick today, and the 2 stars for Villanova offensively, Campbell and Daly, each with 3 apiece.
But again, that comes down to decision making on the offensive side. Delaware would still be doing offense right now if they had held on to that possession instead of trying to force it in the unsettled. And they haven't had a lot of success in the unsettled as compared to their settled offense. So, sometimes you gotta pay the price, and that's exactly what happened there. But great finish for Villanova.
Give the assist to the freshman close defenseman David Ivanchek. Picks up his 2nd career point. Also had an assist last week against Yale in the loss. Big face-off win for Delaware. Felt like that was one they really could use. Now close to 10 minutes to go in regulation, trailing by 2. Nobody has had a 3-goal advantage today. Villanova twice has led by 2. High pass collected there in the corner. J.P. Ward going to work. Leading the way with 5 points so far today for Delaware.
And you see that slide is really looking to come early.
And that slide ended up blocking the shot. It's out of bounds off of Nova. Put back in play here by Finn Morgan, the freshman. He's got a pair of goals today. Down the alley, power shot kicked out by Vuitton, and now a ground ball scooped up by Villanova.
That's big time save.
Vuitton now up to 7 saves today. Not a crazy impressive number, but he's made some key ones in important moments.
Yeah, I mean, it seems light. It feels like he's playing bigger than 7 saves.
Kilkiri at the other end, 12 saves so far today. Villanova goes back to work on offense, looking for their first 3-goal lead today. Frazier draws a slide, moves it back along. Campbell's shot deflected, was blocked by Owen Grant. But Villanova able to keep this ball alive off the ground. Down to 5 seconds left on this shot clock. Gotta hurry. Or excuse me, not down to 5. Now down to single digits, and just at the end of the shot clock, guess who? It's Matt Campbell, the All-American, with his 4th of the day.
And it's right back into the blender. I mean, that's just good work. You see the rotation continuing to come. The defense, as they slide, you know, Campbell's able to get open. And again, it's just drifting off ball. He recognizes a little bit of a pick inside from Daly, and that frees the space up. That's good lacrosse.
That's a big goal with just over 8 minutes to go. Villanova up by 3 for the first time. And Delaware has now given up 4 unanswered goals. Took that 9-8 lead. Now 4 straight for the Wildcats. That's a big-time response. And in talking to head coach Mike Corrado for Villanova this week about that Yale game last weekend, he said, you know, felt like we just didn't play a great second half. A game that was tied at halftime. Didn't feel like they played a great second half. Well, they're playing a good second half so far today. They've taken the 12-9 lead. Timeout, Delaware. They want to talk things over. We'll step aside as well. 7:52 to go. Nova with a 12-9 advantage here in the fourth. Back here on our CAA Game of the Week. Remember, we've got a couple of games live here next Saturday on Lacrosse TV. First, our Game of the Week, when Brown takes on Stony Brook on the men's side. That one begins at noon Eastern time. Then at 3 o'clock Eastern next Saturday, you can see the Delaware women take on Georgetown. It's the CAA men's and women's games of the week all season long here on Lacrosse TV. All here on Sunday afternoon, the 10th ranked Delaware Blue Hens in danger of losing their first game of the season. They trail 12-9, 7:52 to go here in this fourth quarter. Travis Eldridge, Chris Marshall back with you as Delaware has the possession out of the timeout. J.P. Ward going to work. Working against Reed Colwell. Beats him, but he's taken down. Ball on the carpet. Delaware scoops up the ground ball. Still time to operate here on the possession.
And Ward just trying to do too much there. I mean, he's had the hot hand. Obviously, he's been able to make some things happen earlier in the game, but, you know, their offense has been working. So, I mean, I just don't think he needs to try that hard.
Kurtz wrapping around. He goes up top. A huge goal for the Blue Hens as they're back within 2.
That's a big-time goal. I mean, you're leaning on your best players. They needed one there. They really needed one there. So, big-time goal for Kurtz. Turns the corner. Not a whole lot of opportunity there for Vuitton as he puts that one in the back of the net. So take another look at it. But again, just working that 2-man game. Has the shorty. The slide comes, but it's a little too late. And a little bit of a fadeaway jump shot. Finds the back of the net.
First goal in about 7 minutes for Delaware. Ends a 4-goal Villanova run. Face-off win, though, for the Wildcats. However, it's loose here on the far side. Big ground ball for Nova. And they'll get the ball in the hands of Matt Campbell. He's been red hot again. Another 4 goals here against Delaware. It's a matchup that he certainly marks on the calendar. What he's done against this Blue Hens team throughout his career. Campbell has that one kicked out by Kilkiri. Resets the shot clock with 6:21 to play. Wrapping around, big hit, and it goes to the side of the cage. Kilkiri is Johnny on the spot after Sider lost it, and it's a stop for the Blue Hens.
That was a big trail check. Otherwise, that would have been trouble.
Here we go. Delaware can get back within one. So we're under 6 minutes to play.
I mean, still plenty of time here. I mean, it's sort of a coin flip at the face-off X right now. So, I mean, not necessarily a concern.
J.P. Ward draws the double team. Now moves it along. Villanova defense trying to recover. Big save by Vuitton. And a really nifty play there behind the cage for Villanova to get the possession.
Yeah, that's a big-time ground ball.
Ivanchek gives it up. Now it's loose again. Daly wins the ground ball, and Mike Corrado, a heads-up timeout.
That's a really great timeout call. I mean, give yourself an opportunity. Some of the momentum has shifted back to Delaware. You've got possession. Call that timeout. Put your best play out there. Try and push the lead back to 3.
So Villanova, a team that beat Penn State back in game 1 a couple of weeks ago, 14-12, and played a really good first half against Yale last week for the Bulldogs pulled away in the second. A team that's receiving votes in the latest Inside Lacrosse media poll. You come here to Delaware and knock off the Blue Hens, get to 2-1. I would have to think that would put them probably in the top 20 here tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to make some noise towards the end of the season. You gotta win some big ones during the regular season as well. But this would certainly help their case.
Meanwhile, on the Delaware side of things, the offense hasn't clicked at times here today. Yet the scoreless drought here in the fourth quarter, after it took them a little while to get going in the beginning, you certainly think that not having Mike Robinson, not having Drew Linkaitis, while they've been good today, still hit double digits. They certainly still have a chance in this game, trailing by 2 with just under 5 minutes to go. You certainly see them missing guys like Robinson and Linkaitis in the lineup here at the beginning part of the season.
Well, and I think you've seen the offense towards the end of the game get a little bit more stagnant. I mean, they're still creating opportunities, but it seems more individual effort than being more comfortable in the settled offense. And so I think not having veteran players that you can lean on, guys that can make plays out there offensively, makes things more difficult. And it seems like Villanova has made the adjustments that they've needed to.
It's Wildcats ball. They keep the possession. Just under 50 seconds on the shot clock coming out of this timeout. Frazier with the good look. Took a shot afterward as he shoots it wide. It's Goodell. Starts it from the corner. Now they got Campbell inverting against a short stick. This is what Villanova wants.
Yeah.
One-on-one. Kick saved by Kilkiri. Now he tries to cover up. We've got a whistle.
That's going to go against Delaware. I think a push.
Yeah, a loose ball push. So no penalty. Apologize for the technical difficulties back here at Delaware Stadium. A shot and a score. Delaware able to get back within 1. It's 12-11.
Yeah, it's a big-time goal as we take another look at it. But great cut, coming downhill. Excellent feed. It's good offense.
It's Ty Kurtz with his 4th of the day, 17th of the year. The assist from Clay Miller. And we've got ourselves a game with just over 3 minutes to play.
That's a big day for Kurtz. 6 points, 4 and 2. Obviously, Ward doing well as well, 3-2. It's a good face-off win.
Snyder wins it, gives it up, step down shot. We are all tied up at 12. Delaware gets it going off the face-off.
I mean, that's how quickly it can happen. I mean, you're staring down two-goal deficit, and then over the course of about 18 seconds, boom, 2 in the back of the net, get a face-off win, and look out. You know, Delaware's got the hot hand right now as we dip under 3 minutes.
Now 3 straight goals for the Blue Hens. It was Jason Sider, the short stick defensive midfielder, coming up with his first assist of the year as he gives it up. And it's Finn Morgan, who now has hat tricks in back-to-back games. So he scores his first career goal last week against St. John's for the freshman. Leads to a hat trick in the game in just his second career game, and now he's got back-to-back hat tricks here in 2 of his first 3 games of his college career. Villanova, though, wins the ensuing face-off under 2:30 to play. Kick saved there by Kilkiri. Rebound comes way out, and it's Villanova who scoops it up. Reale has his man hung up. Now coming around is Wasson.
It's 15 saves on the day, too, for Kilkiri. He's having a really nice day.
Yeah, that was a big one right there. Trying to keep all the momentum on Delaware's side. Villanova wants to take some time off this clock. Under 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Campbell, gets in, and he bounces it home. Number 5.
I mean, cool as you'd like. It's so much composure. And he's one of those guys that's just kind of sneaky athlete. It doesn't even look like he's going that hard, but he's going right past his defender. Very smooth. He's right past his guy, puts it where the goalie's not. That's just great play.
I mean, and once again, going up against an All-American defenseman in Owen Grant. That is a matchup that Campbell has gotten a lot of the day. And Campbell finding a way to get his. 5 goals now, and he's got Villanova back in front, 13-12. It's a huge face-off for Delaware, and they win it. And Villanova got possession there. They can almost run the rest of the clock out. Now they do. It's loose. Vuitton ends up with it, and now they can take this. No, it's taken away. Ty Kurtz, the Canadian, with a caused turnover.
And maybe a timeout here?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Wouldn't have been shocked if Ben DeLuca wanted a timeout. Instead, it's Kurtz. He'll touch it in. As we near a minute to go, Delaware trails by 1.
Well, I mean, if you trust your guys, maybe there's something in the matchup. Coach DeLuca saw that he's going to get his A squad out there as we dip under a minute, give themselves the best opportunity to score here.
10th ranked.
Not taking the timeout. Make sure that you aren't giving Villanova any extra time to game plan for you either.
Exactly. 10th ranked team of the country trails by 1, nearing 40 seconds to play with the ball. Trying to avoid their first loss of the season. A huge takeaway. Villanova causing the turnover. Now they can run out the clock. Ball on the ground here on the sideline. Delaware ball again. 20 seconds left. Delaware's got to hurry. 13 seconds on the doorstep. It's kept out by Vuitton. Rebound scooped up by Villanova. 3 seconds left. They'll run out the clock, and the Wildcats do it again. They have won 5 straight in this series. And credit to Villanova's Matt Campbell, scores the eventual game winner. His 5th of the day as Villanova wins 13-12.
Well, and it's like we've been talking about it. It's like when you needed a big goal, we saw both of these teams, their best players, rise to the surface. And that's exactly what we saw from Campbell. They needed a big goal after a run to tie things up for Delaware, and he delivered. I mean, that's a great game for him. Not as efficient as we're used to seeing him against Delaware, 5 goals on 15 shots, but still, game-winning goal. That's the one they remember.
Vitan stands tall in cage down the stretch. It only ends with 7 saves, but got some help from the post there, and that last shot by Finn Morgan, who was a little shaken up after the play. Good to see him able to get off the field under his own power. But what a win this is for Villanova as they get to 2-1 in the early part of the season, and that is a